There is a version of stuck that doesn't look like being stuck from the outside. You have a job, you show up, you pay your bills. Nobody would look at your life and say, this guy has a problem. But inside this quiet feeling, like nothing is actually moving, like you're running on a treadmill, you're putting in energies, you're going through motions, but the scenery never changes. I know this feeling and I've been in it. And I think a lot of guys in my age are in it right now, even if they would never say it. So this is what this video will be about. It's not a solution, it's not a 5-step plan to fix your life, just an honest look at what's actually happening and what's hiding underneath it. When most people hear the word stuck, they picture someone who is failing, someone who just lost their job, someone whose relationship just fell apart. They look for visible problems. But the stuck I am talking about is more subtle than that. And in some ways harder to deal with it, because you can't just point to it. It looks like this. You wake up and there is no real pull towards the day. No dread, just like flatness. You're busy, genuinely busy. You have something to do, but at the end of the week, you struggle to name one thing that you actually moved forward. You're consuming constantly content, food, series, social media, but you're not creating anything. You're not building anything. The input to output ratio is completely broken. And the worst part of it is you know it. You're aware of it in the background, but the awareness itself doesn't change anything. That awareness without action, this gap, is one of the most uncomfortable places a person can live in. And I think right now is where a huge number of guys, not specifically men, also women can be in this place. People in their 20s and 30s are living right now. I've thought about this a lot, and I think there are a few things specific to guys right now that just make it worse. The first thing is the roadmap is gone. Previous generations had a script, not a perfect one, but a script. School, job, apartment, relationship, career progression, done. The script gave people direction even if they never consciously chose it. It was just somewhat the default path. This script doesn't really exist anymore, not in the same way, and what replaced it is nothing clear. Just 1,000 different options. Influencers telling you 10 different ways to live, and the vague pressure to figure it out in your young 20s. When you move a default path without replacing it with something concrete, a lot of people just freeze. Because choosing requires clarity, and clarity requires knowing what you actually want. And this is quite harder than it sounds. Second, we are stuck between broken narratives. On one side, you have this grind culture, work 18 hours, sleep is for the weak, feelings are distractions, and you should sacrifice everything now so you can live later, except that this later never actually arrives. On the other side, you have this slow living, be present, don't chase this narrative, stop optimizing, enjoy the moment. And ambition is capitalism that is brainwashing you. And both of these, I'm sorry to say it, both of these are incomplete. Because ambition is real. The desire to build something, to improve, to be satisfied with the average. To be not satisfied with the average, that's not toxic, that's human. But running at 100% at all time, disconnecting from why you're doing it, chasing an outcome that you never actually defined, that's not ambition. This is just anxiety wearing ambition's clothes. The guys I've actually watched build something financially, personally, and in terms of actual life satisfaction, they didn't pick up one of these narratives. They found something in between, something more honest. They are serious about what they are building, but they know what they are building towards, and they can sit still without falling apart. The third point is the comparison that has never been more constant. Is like we live in a constant feed of people living better, achieving more, earning more, traveling more than you. And the algorithm on social media doesn't show you averages. They just show you the peak. They show you the people who are living their dream lives or pretending to. So your reference points are not normal, they are completely broken. You're comparing your internal reality, the doubts, the slow days, the confusion, to everybody else's external highlight reel. And this comparison is corrosive, not because ambition is bad, but because this kind of comparison does not motivate. It just makes you feel behind everybody else, no matter what you do. I want to be careful here, because I'm not going to give you a list of habits that look good on a whiteboard. I want to tell you what actually shifted things for me. Not theoretically, but in real terms. The first thing is I stopped trying to plan everything and just picked a direction instead. There's a difference between a plan and a direction. A plan requires certainty, it requires knowing the steps, the timeline, and the outcome. I didn't have this certainty, I still don't, but I picked a direction. Finances, building financial independence, understanding money better than I did. It's not a plan, it's kind of a compass. And a compass is enough to start moving. The mistake I was making, and I think a lot of people make, is waiting for the full map before taking the first step. But the map only reveals itself once you start moving. The second thing is I made the goal physical. Goals that only live inside your head are fragile. They are easy to ignore, easy to push back, and easy to let dissolve into vague intention. When I test drove a car, knowing I can't afford it, knowing I drive a Volkswagen Golf, something changed. The goal became real in a way that it wasn't before. The same thing felt when I was booking a trip. I wasn't sure if I could afford it. Same with starting this channel before I even felt ready. Physical action on a goal, even small, even premature, anchors it. It moves it from imagination into reality. And reality has a different kind of pull. The third thing is I stopped waiting to feel ready. It's simple, but it cost me time to actually believe it. Readiness is not a state you arrive at. It's not a feeling that shows up and one day and tells you, okay, now you can start. Readiness is something that gets built through doing things. You start not ready, you start with it. And at some point, you look back and realize you've become the person who is ready because you've been doing it. Starting this channel is one of the clearest examples in my own life. I wasn't ready. I had no setup, no strategy, no audience. I had a phone and an idea. The confidence didn't come first, the momentum came first, and the confidence followed. There is something I want to name that most videos like this just skip over. Everything I just said, picking a direction, making goals physical, starting before you're ready, that's all real. But none of it removes the discomfort. Moving forward feels uncomfortable. Building something when you don't know if it will work feels uncomfortable. Being honest with yourself about what you want and whether you're actually working towards it, that's one of the most uncomfortable things I know. And I think part of what keeps people stuck is that they are waiting for the discomfort to go away before they move. It doesn't just go away, it just changes. The discomfort of being stuck, the flatness, the spinning, that's one kind of uncomfortable. The discomfort of building, the uncertainty, the exposure, the risk, that's a different kind. And the second one is by far better. It's not easier, but it's better because it comes with a direction. It comes with a feeling that the energy you're putting in is going somewhere. That's the trade I made. And I think it's the most honest thing I can tell you. I don't have this figured out. I want to be clear about this. I'm not making this video from the other side of the problem. I'm making it from inside it. But I think that's the point. This channel is me figuring it out in public. And if watching that process is useful to you, that's more than just enough. If anything in this video landed for you, not the solutions, but just the description of what this feels like, I would genuinely like to know. Leave a comment and tell me where you are. Not because I have an answer, but because I think there's something in knowing that you're not the only one.